In this video, we'll take a look at how Ray Dalio's principles helped me become a better trader.
Welcome to the Trading with Venus podcast, where we help you establish strong trading habits, generate consistent profits, and create the lifestyle you desire for yourself and your family. Now your host, Raman Gill.
Hi, this is Raman. Welcome to the Trading with Venus podcast. Today we'll take a look at Ray Dalio's book, Principles. So Ray Dalio came up with his book, Principles, based on his years of trading. Ray Dalio is one of the most successful hedge fund managers of our modern era. And he compiled these principles in order to help other traders understand how to get the same level of success that he has. Now, I can't compare myself to Ray Dalio because I'm not quite there, but I did take the time to read his book and I found his principles to be highly effective in helping me trade better. So let's take a look at the different principles that he has. He has 4 principles, but today we'll just take a look at 3 of them. The first principle is embrace reality. Now, this one is an interesting one because when we first start trading, we have dollar signs in our eyes. We have big dreams and big goals because everybody tells us how we can make $1 gazillion overnight. Now, that is not the reality. So first thing we have to do is embrace reality and lower our expectations a bit. This is an investment just like any other investment. If you were buying a property, you would not expect it to go up 1,000% in a year or even 100% in a year. We do not double things in a year. So when we start forex trading, we should not expect the same. And yet I find a lot of people come into this field expecting to get 1,000, 2,000% results. Now there are times when we go on our winning streaks and we can get some crazy returns. However, the reality is that that is not the norm. So we have to temper our expectations and make sure we go into this with our eyes wide open. When we try to get crazy amount of returns, the reality is things tend to go the other way. So we may be able to pull it off for a period of time, but then things will come crashing. That's what I have found to be true. So first thing is embrace reality, make sure your expectations are aligned with what the reality is, and also you understand where your skill set is. Just like any other business, this is a business that we need to learn. If you were learning to become a piano player, for example, you would not expect to play a crazy tune right the first day that you start. You kind of start with, clicking on 1 or 2 keys and playing those. Same thing here. We are just learning our notes. We're not going to play Beethoven right out of the gate. So same thing here. We're not going to be able to get crazy returns out of the gate. One thing that I have found a lot of people say is, can I make money while I am learning how to trade? Now let me ask you, if you were learning how to drive a car, would you ask your instructor, can I compete in Indy 500 as I'm learning to drive? Not going to happen. Same way, we are in the market with professionals. Most professionals have access to tons of information at their fingertips. They have big accounts and they have a ton of money behind them where they can access a lot of tools and a lot of research. We don't have that. So what we have to do is we make sure we, one, temper our expectations and know that we need to learn this. So we have to be open-minded. If you're watching this video or you're watching another video and you see that somebody has followed this path or gone on this path before you, make sure you take the time to actually listen and implement what they have to say. A lot of times I find that people say, oh, I know that already. Well, that's not exactly being open-minded. Dalio's second principle is to be open-minded, and this is very, very important. Many times people will say, oh, I don't care about fundamentals because fundamentals don't really drive the market. But they do. Fundamentals drive the market. Technical levels are the levels that price will react at. However, it is the fundamentals that drive the market. So we have to take the time to understand the fundamentals. We need to understand what's going on in the overall market. How does the monetary policy policy impact our trading? How does President Trump's tweets impact our trading? How does ECB impact our trading? These are all the things that we have to keep in mind as we trade. And if these things don't make sense to you, make sure you keep an open mind and you're willing to learn all of these. Once you have an overall view of the market and you understand what's going on in the market, it's time to make effective decisions, which is the third principle of Ray Dalio. In making effective decisions, we want to make sure, one, we do our research, whatever research we have access to. So that can be our Reuters, Bloomberg, our feed from our broker, audio feed if you have that. These are the things that we have available to us that we can access. There are also reports that different banks will put out. It's a good idea to go check them out. So every day we want to make sure that we are reading. Warren Buffett once said that he spends more time analyzing and reading up on the markets than he does actually buying and selling. If Warren Buffett is telling us to do that and Ray Dalio is telling us to do that, I think we should listen. So make sure you keep an open mind and make sure you do your research and you have a good view of what the market is doing, and after that then we just make effective decisions. If you understand the monetary policy, we just align to it and we take the trade when it's the right time to take a trade. So no need for us to fight the market, we just lean into it. But in order to lean into it and make effective decisions, we have to understand it first. So understand the market, and once you do, and then it becomes so much easier to make effective decisions. When the market starts to turn, we just need to get out, take our loss, and move on, not just hang on to our trades. And I know I have done this many times. I'm sure you have as well. So those are the three principles that Ray Dalio has. Now I will let you go find out what the fourth principle is. So just to recap, the three principles are: embrace reality, be open-minded, and make effective decisions. Your turn to go find out the last one and make sure you put it in the comments below. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll be back with you next time.
If you want consistency in your trading, we invite you to join our daily market analysis calls, where we provide the levels to find the best entries and targets on an intraday basis. For a 1-week free trial, please visit www.tradingwithvenus.com. Thanks for joining us today. With much gratitude, your show host, Raman Gill.